welcome to episode 16 of The Creative Pause. My name is Susan Padron, and I am here with my co-host, who I will allow to introduce herself.
I'm Stacey Faye. It's so good to be with you today on this Friday. It's a nice end of the week. We're very excited to end our week with a meditation and sort of grounding presence today with Jess, Naim. So our goal really with this show and with this moment is to offer you a time of joy and connection and solace when a lot of what's swirling around us does not feel that way a lot of the time lately. So we hope that you feel that way with each of these episodes we're offering. And we always start our episodes with being real and honest about asking the question of how we're all doing, since it varies day to day. And certainly if you follow the episodes, you know Susan and I have our ups and downs that we're sharing, and we're pretty forthright about that. So we will share, and we'll invite Jess to share as well. And then anybody who is listening, if you want to chime in on the chat feature about how your day is going, it could be just one word. It could be, you can go on for a while if you want, if you're not having a great day. And as you listen to this recording, feel free to write it down or say it out loud. Find a way to share what's going on in your head and your heart at this time. So I'll go first. My day is pretty good, mainly I think because I started my morning off with therapy. I believe in mental health and taking care of your head and your heart. And so I do therapy every Friday, and that keeps me, feeling a bit better, I think, during this, and having the tools in my toolbox to navigate it. So that started my day off right. And then my 2-year-old, for whatever reason, woke up very late and took a 2-hour nap. So I almost didn't know what to do with myself because it was more time than I'm used to having. And it was quite nice to have that and be able to just take a breather. And, in yesterday's episode with Carrie, she talked a lot about the importance of having some kind of solo time. And I actually had that today, and it really helped me out quite a lot. So yeah, that's how I'm doing. How are you doing, Susan?
Doing okay. I had like some silly things that were going on earlier today that were driving me a little nuts, but they were little, and I allowed them to be little, and I allowed them to just like leave and exit my my like energetic body as quickly as they like attached there. So I've been looking forward to this episode, like I was telling Stacey and Jess, like all week, if not longer than that, definitely all day. I'm like, oh my gosh, like get to see Jess, and she's gonna do her meditation for us. Like, oh, I'm so thrilled. And I was definitely thinking back to Carrie's episode yesterday as well, Stacey, when I was trying to line up quiet time for little Tony, quiet time / nap time. It ended up being later than usual today, which was like, whatever, it's fine. And it lined up with like literally to the minute of when Tony was coming home from work. And normally when he comes home, that's when we like switch off and he takes over taking care of little Tony. And but I was like, nope, like little Tony's gonna go to quiet time. Tony can come in, and like I'm just gonna let him have alone time. If he wants to talk to me, that's fine, but like, because I wanted to honor him as a fellow human being in our house, and just let him have his time. And I'll get my time later. But it's, I'm very grateful for the wisdom that Carrie was sharing yesterday, because now that's definitely made its way into my mind, and I'm applying it to myself and to Tony. So it's good. But Jess, how are you?
I'm good. To be perfectly authentic, it's been a bit of a challenging week, just striking the right balance between knowing what's going on in the world, but then, kind of protecting myself and my energy. And it feels, for me, astrologically, it's been somewhat of a chafe, you could say, just emotionally feeling like a little bit raw. But Yesterday, I really dropped in and I did some deep meditation. And then today, that kind of energy was with me, and I was able to kind of like ride the waves. And, when things would come up, notice it, feel the feelings, keep flowing, not letting it necessarily stick to me, drag me down, anchor me in any kind of way. So I would say it's a flowy Friday.
I love that. A flowing Friday. I think like it's just a nice way to like ease into the weekend. Although I guess for those of us that aren't like used to our somewhat temporary new normal of a work schedule, like the weekdays and weekends feel like very similar. But I guess for you, like people like you, Jess, who are still working, a weekend must still feel like a little bit of a break, which is good. But I'll take that flowing Friday anyway. So before we formally introduce Jess, we always love to share a quote that our guest has shared with us. And Jess, it was funny, I have to tell you, yesterday during Carrie's episode, I had Carrie's quote ready to go. It was like about to go into full screen like it is now for yours. And your quote literally was just like, nope. It like popped right in there. It was really cute. It was like it was your
Love.
way, your quote's way of saying hi to Carrie, I think, even though you couldn't be there live on the call. So it was special. But the quote that Jess shared with us today is, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." It's by Rumi. So Jess, can you share with us why you chose this quote today?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, this just really represents the healing process, and I know from experience, I was someone who didn't want to feel uncomfortable. So, I would get into situations where I'd maybe be in like an addiction, like an addiction to pleasure, like I got to be on social media, or, I need to have some wine, or, it was always like chasing pleasure. And it wasn't until I really honored the wounds and sat down that I started to self discover. And over time, it was really my great awakening, you could say, because I was able to honor what I was still holding that was hurting, and bring peace to it, and essentially not only know myself deeper, but strengthen and fortify and fill myself with love. And so I would say, I see myself in pictures like 10 years ago, and I can just like see the pain around me, like this unrecognized pain. And then I see myself now, and it's like the light is almost like tangibly radiating versus, the unaddressed wounded self in the past. So this, this essentially ancient quote is just so relevant for the healing process. And the great teachers, essentially are saying, go within, recognize, and you will liberate.
Wow. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So now I get the pleasure of formally introducing my wonderful friend, Miss Jess Naim. And Jess and I met, oh my gosh, has it only been the like less than a year ago?
It feels like so much longer, but you're right.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And yeah, it does feel so much longer, which is a beautiful thing. And I am grateful that she is in my life now. And I'm grateful to be able to share her with all of you today. Jess is a Philadelphia based intuitive. She's a healer, she's a fashion designer, a teacher, and a spiritual mentor. She does so much in the spiritual community, in addition to having her full time job as a fashion designer. And she does all sorts of beautiful healing work, including um, like different sound meditation and full moon ceremonies, and just really incredibly beautiful, beautiful things. Her meditations are some of my absolute favorite, and they've been especially helpful during these times. And I think I've mentioned them on the show at least once or twice prior to Jess even being here. So they've been incredibly helpful, and I'm so excited to share her with you today. So, Jess, I will hand it over to you, my dear.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to say I'm grateful, Stacey and Susan, for inviting me. Just feeling into you too, and feeling into your community. I'm honored to be here. Um, and yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't necessarily grow up in a spiritual household. I wouldn't say consciously on this journey, but I have been in fashion for about like 15 years, and I lived in New York and then came to Philly and continued my career here. And I was just dealing with like so much anxiety and so many health issues that were a part of that anxiety. So it would be like stomach problems and headaches and things that just seemed to like really put me out just because I was essentially a ball of nerves. Um, I started with nutrition, and I really studied up on wellness and nutrition and how to feed myself in a way that was nourishing. And I discovered a bunch of stuff about the food industry in that process, which was essential. And from there, I tried all kinds of therapies, whether it's energy work or cognitive therapy. And for me, it really ended up being a journey of me seeing what really worked for me and then going deep with those things. And then at a certain point when I felt strong, I was able to share. So, over the past 5 years, I've been doing moon circles with the yoga studio Mama's Wellness Joint, which it's now on Zoom, so anyone can tune in. So it's always the full moon. I have a sound meditation and guided meditation, sound meditation that I did with my partner, who is a musician, and I have a free one, and we're currently recording a full album. And sound meditation was something really profound for me because it surpasses the conscious mind, and it just, it's just dealing with frequencies. So you can have it on, you can clean, you can, you know, talk to your friends, you can like play cards, whatever it is you're doing, and just having this ambient sound in the background is just, adjusting your environment around you to support you essentially. So, visualization, sound, using your body in certain ways of movement, whether it's like mudras, which is hand yoga, full body yoga, whatever it is. It's like you can use it as like a form of play. So as opposed to maintenance, like there's something flawed with you. Oh my God, I have to fix myself. It's more like, how can I play in a way that is going to support me emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and use it as like a sensual practice. And I noticed with that perspective, I was able, first of all, I wanted to do it. And yeah, and I was able to kind of bounce around and be able to experiment with things. And I'm here today to share it with anyone who's willing, because it's fun, it's yummy, and in this current climate, necessary, I would say, especially if you're someone who considers themselves sensitive to energy, and you can really kind of like absorb things. So I really wanted to share today with how to clear that within yourself so that you can come back to your home and you can exist there without being, kind of knocked over by the drama around you.
Yay. I'm excited. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Your meditations are always so fun. And I love that you also freely shared about having the ambient sound and how that can just change your environment without you having to be like fully committed to like a meditation, or like feel like you have to be sitting in silence, like with no disruptions going on around me to get into this type of headspace to then meditate, like having other things occurring around you to some degree in addition to having the sound in support of those changes, I think is really, you just, that's exactly what I've been trying to do during these times. So it also feels very like validating for me. And I can definitely speak to that too, that even just like listening to your meditation, like in the shower, I feel so much better afterwards. And it's just helping to support myself and the immediate environment around me.
Awesome. Yeah, I think one of the common, you know, expectations you could say around meditation is that you have to be this like fully evolved yogi who can do it perfectly the first time. And I know at least I thought that. And when I was having all this anxiety, the advice I kept getting was meditate. And I just like hated hearing it because I didn't want to sit still. I didn't want to necessarily feel obligated to something because it felt forced. It felt like a chore. So bringing that play perspective in and just knowing, patting yourself on the back for doing anything at all. Like just, putting it on while you do something else, you're doing something. You're doing one action or a couple actions a day just to feel better and like give yourself some credit. And then you'll see your motivation starts to build around you. Now I can sit for like 30 minutes to an hour, but like it took me a year to get there. And I gave myself a 1 minute promise, and I would do 1 minute. And then I started to kind of notice I wasn't resisting it. So then I gave myself 3 minutes. And then from there, I let myself freestyle. And I just stopped putting on a timer and I would just sit down and I would go. Sometimes I would get interrupted and I would get up, but I wouldn't beat myself up for it. And I would start fresh the next day. But, it took practice and giving yourself some credit, I notice, like I said, is like one of the best motivators.
Yeah, that's perfect. So you're gonna walk us through or guide us through a meditation today, is that correct?
Correct.
Yay! I'm excited. So if you're ready, we can dive right on in.
Yeah, definitely. So I invite everyone to get to a comfortable spot if you haven't already. You can sit upright for this, you can lay down for this, whatever is good for you. Um, if you can have your spine as straight as possible, it's easier for the energy to flow up and down. So you can take your shoulders and kind of like bring them up and roll them back. And just do that a couple times. And then you can reverse directions and bring them forward. And then take your neck and just kind of do like a slow rotation around if that feels good to you. And I just say any intuitive movements at this time. So maybe it feels good to make a twist, take a sip of water. Your body has the innate intelligence to tell you what it needs, and we're going to set the intention to listen. And whatever intention you want to add to this practice, maybe it's to just feel better. Maybe it's to release something specific. You can bring that to this moment and honor that within yourself. And when you feel ready, you can close your eyes. We're going to take a couple deep breaths here, and we're going to inhale for 5 seconds, taking an inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, inhaling for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more round, inhaling for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let your breath balance out naturally, but set the intention to breathe deeper than before. You can imagine your breath going into your belly button area. So taking belly breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And just if you have any tightness around your waist or anything like that, like your pants or a belt, just like feels good, just like release that and let your belly flow up and down naturally with your breath. And we're really honoring the breath here and what just the simple act of breathing can do to bring you into the moment, to calm you down, whatever it is. And then set the intention, if you haven't already, to connect with yourself on a deeper level, or if something specific is coming to you now, bring that intention. And then from here, we're going to connect to heaven and earth and really get ourselves into a balanced state. So you're going to imagine a source of light 300 feet above. It's a golden glowing light. And you imagine this light is connected to the source of the universe, a place of love, compassion, freedom, the essence of the true you. And you're going to see this light continuing down, down, down until this light reaches the top of your head. This light melts over the top of your head and starts to make its way down through your body, starting with your brain center as this light continues to melt into your brain, balancing and recalibrating your brain. Any connections within your brain that are no longer serving you are slowly dissolving as supportive, calm, clear, creative, knowledgeable connections that are in highest alignment with you are recalibrating within your brain to support you, what you're here to do, and how you can do it. This light continues into your intuitive third eye center, and this light is swirling and whirling around your third eye center, recalibrating your intuition to its perfect state, allowing you to see or know on a deep level what is good for you, what is in alignment for you, and tell you in a clear, calm, and collected way what you need to do in order to stay in alignment with yourself. It is easy for you to honor your intuition. It is easy for you to trust your intuition. This light continues down in your head, coming into your mouth area, in your ear area. The light is swirling around your mouth and your ears, opening the ears to hear yourself, to hear the truth, clearing any sort of harshness or burdens you might have heard or known in your past, and recalibrating to your highest intuition and your hearing sensations. The light in your mouth is swirling around and going down into your throat area, connecting you to your full expression, clearing any unspoken words or condensed energies in your mouth and throat, relaxing your jaw and allowing you to express yourself in an authentic, truthful, and I'm getting the word playful way, if that suits you. This light continues down into your upper chest, swirling around the tops of your shoulders and your upper chest, releasing any burdens that you might be holding. If it feels comfortable to take any stretches or movements at this time, you can go ahead. If you want to take your hands and just brush yourself in these areas that we're speaking about, you can go ahead. It's a nourishing way to just be there for yourself and acknowledge yourself. This light continues down into your chest and swirling around your heart. Any sort of walls or blocks or fear or densities around your heart are filling with light now. We're honoring this energy, thanking it for being here, but we no longer need to hold these burdens. We're clearing this energy and allowing it to be filled with light, recognizing and acknowledging everything is sorted out, everything is in resolution, everything transforms to its highest form. We feel this light in our heart growing. We feel the energy in our heart growing as this energy continues down into our shoulder and armpit area, releasing any tension in that area, swirling down into our bicep area, our elbows, our forearms, and into our hands. This light is coming from our heart down into our hands, into the tips of our fingers. Our touch is healing, our touch is heartfelt, our touch is purposeful. This light continues down into your stomach area, relaxing your stomach and your mid back, swirling and whirling around your stomach and your mid back, releasing any tension, any part of you that is not able to assimilate or digest what is going on with you physically, emotionally, energetically, environmentally. You are dissolving and resolving in this moment with compassion, with love, and with light. See your stomach area filling with love and with light. As the light continues down into your intestinal area, furthering assimilating, taking any nutrients from food that might be undigested and bringing it into your system so that you can fully bring into your experience health, wellness, and nourishment. Any energy that is hard to assimilate is dissolving and resolving into love and light in this moment. As the light continues down into your hip and your reproductive area, any densities in your hip and your reproductive areas are dissolving and resolving now. You can even put your hands on this area and just hold yourself here if it feels supportive, and allow this area to fill with light as we amplify our creativity, our abundance, our sensuality, our sense of self. Any energy that we're carrying that is not ours or does not suit us, we send to the light now with compassion, and all parts of us that we may have given away or left somewhere unconsciously, we call back to ourselves, imagining us as a magnet, calling our energy back, refilling with our own energy, honoring ourselves, feeling grateful for our full selves as this energy continues down into our hip sockets, down our thighs, into our knees, swirling and whirling around our knees, allowing us to release any tension in the knees, allowing us to hold ourselves up with string, continuing this light down into our calf area, into our ankles, swirling around our ankles, down into our feet, swirling and whirling around our feet, allowing us to take confident steps forward. Our feet fill with light from the tips of our toes. And imagine this light coming down from the bottoms of your feet, no matter what position you're in, just with the intention this is happening. This light continues down from the bottom of your feet into the layers of your home, down through the floor, from beneath your home or structure, down into the layers of the earth. Just imagining this light going down through the layers of the earth until you reach a central core of the earth. And your connection from heaven and earth is strong, it is clear, and you are feeling grateful for the earth for supporting us. Send your gratitude to the earth as you feel more grounded, as you feel more clear, and any burdens you might still be holding, allow yourself to just flush them down your grounding cord and into the earth to be composted. Just any sort of burdens, extra thoughts, energy that isn't yours, just seeing it wash down. If it helps to think of yourself in a light shower and it's draining down a drain, you can think of light just washing over you and continuing to flow from above. It can be in abundance. If you want to see it in the amount of a fire hose, you can really go for it. Just letting yourself be all lit up by this light and washing out anything that doesn't serve you. And down from the core of the earth, any sort of nutrients, vitamins, or minerals that you might need are being sent up from Mother Earth, up your grounding cord, through the bottom of your feet, up your legs, and dispersing within your system. Any nourishment you might need from Earth is coming to you now as you are being held in a healthful, loving, and supportive way. Your body, your organs, your energy field, your mental and emotional bodies are all balancing, recalibrating, and supporting you. You see, as you are glowing with light, the energy field around you, your aura, is filling with light, brighter and brighter and brighter. Your aura is as big or as little as feels comfortable to you, but you are held. This light is strong. You are strong and you are clear. As we bring our attention into our heart space, you can even put your hand over your heart. We're going to imagine in the center of our heart a rotating planet Earth. Imagining this Earth in the center of our heart, we hold the planet with love, compassion, and any sort of blessings or intentions that you want to send to the planet, whether all beings be healed and harmonious or whatever comes to you. Imagine this energy immersing the planet as you hold it in your heart. Your energy field is strong, your vibration is strong. If there's any people that you're thinking about, you can send them these blessings of healing and intention. Breathing as you hold this blessing. As you tune into this earth in your heart, it starts to change form as you see it as a seed. The seed starts to part and a flower starts to bloom from the seed. A flower is blooming in the center of your heart. Tuning into this flower, what are the colors? What are the shapes of the petals? Do you know this flower? Is this something you've never seen before? And just allow yourself to feel a blooming flower in the center of your heart as the petals unfurl and hold a frequency that is supportive and loving for you. This is a healing flower just for you. And anytime you need to connect to this flower within your heart, it is there blooming for you, giving you vibrational healing, whether you're conscious of it or not. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Tuning into your body, tuning into your connection and the energy around you. Feeling gratitude for yourself and for doing something wonderful for yourself right now. And any other things that you're grateful for, let that bubble up to you now. Whether it's family, friends, the structure over your head, your health, the food in your cabinets. And from there, feeling your grounding connection pull you down if you feel like you floated a bit. And just feel the weight of your body on your seat or your floor. And take your hands and just kind of run over your legs and run over your arms. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And when you're ready, you can flick open your eyes and just take a little assessment of how you feel now versus how you felt before. And just let that sink in. And thank you for meditating with me.
Thank you, Jess. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, I'm operating on a slower pace, otherwise I'd be jumping
I
in. That was really lovely. It was interesting. I found myself when you got to the hips and like the, sensuality. I kept my hands on my hips almost the entire time, and I didn't realize it till more towards the end because it was, clearly that's a part of my body that sort of needs the the golden flow, so
Right.
to speak. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah, it's like, you realize that there's parts of you that are maybe crying out, but until we just take that moment and we take that inventory and go down the body, do essentially like a scan, um, you know, we can really just like tune in, and just the recognition is like sometimes all you need in order to move that energy. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it was interesting, Stacey, that you noticed, that your hips are what needed the the golden light as well. Because when we got to that point, I started seeing like all of these like really vibrant colors, like almost like a prism, like lighting up. Like there must have been some kind of release that occurred, and my body was like, yay, this is what we needed. I know in a lot of the yoga classes that I've taken, they often refer to the hips as like the junk drawer, like where like a lot of your emotional baggage and all of that just gets like thrown in there and like forgotten about. um, and I haven't been as kind to my body like with doing yoga or stretching at all like during these times. um, so I think my body was just also very grateful for your meditation today. So thank you from my energetic and physical bodies. Thank you.
My
Yay.
pleasure. I love sharing.
Yeah.
I really wanted to thank you. I really got a lot out of it, especially like in my neck when I was like moving my head around. I could just feel this release. And I love the piece about the flower um, and like the visualization. And it was really beautiful. So I really, honestly, thank you. And I have to jump off. And it's really lovely. So thank you. And thank you everyone. It's really I find when I meditate in a group setting, um, and this was the first meditation I've done on Zoom, just so you know. Um, it's really beautiful because you could feel, even though we might not be in the room with one another, we are, you know, because we're all in this. Be safe, everyone, and thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Bye
Thank you
bye.
for joining.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye bye. And for those of you that really did connect with the flower, and I don't know if you have like a flower identification source, you could probably just, maybe like Google some flowers, but you'll be surprised. Whatever flower you may have seen, if it exists, or even if you don't know it exists and you have a way of looking into certain flowers, or if you hear a name, go into the healing properties of that flower and you might get some further messages. So another one of my favorite healing modalities is flower essences, and how flowers can actually address the subtle energies within your body that might just need some assistance. So whatever flower came to you might be a message as well. So I invite you to go on an adventure and search your flower. See what messages the nature kingdom has for you.
That's so fascinating too. And Stacey, what was the app that Sarah mentioned? Um,
That's a good question. We'll have to look back with her. I don't remember. Yeah, an app that helps you identify, like a naturalist app that helps you identify flowers and things that you're finding. Yeah, I can't remember, but we'll have to circle back to that.
hold on, iNaturalist.
Oh, I
Write it
naturally.
down. Yeah,
Cool.
iNaturalist is an app that apparently can help you like track down those kind of um, names for flowers. I guess I don't know if it works if you can like type in descriptions. I know that Sarah was
Right,
saying that you can like photograph something and it'll come up
right.
with different options of what it is, but we'll have to play around with it and see if that can help with us for
Yeah.
figuring out what our flowers are and what the healing properties are of them.
Yeah, you can say hot pink tropical pointy leaf flower and just like scan a bunch of pictures if you need to, or ask your intuition, like show me some signs and then just see what pops up. Not necessary. I mean, you're already receiving the benefits of that flower just by holding it in visualization. But if you're someone who likes to kind of like investigate, it's a cool thing.
Yay. Thank you, Jess. Any other like final words of wisdom that you'd like to share before we wrap up today?
Um, I guess like what really, just to reiterate that, even if you are new to meditation or if it's something that you might pick up or and put down a couple of times, to you know, just start somewhere, 1 minute, 3 minutes, it's totally something. And then you can see how it unfolds. And I invite you to just get creative with it. Maybe your meditation for the day is taking a flower and just smelling the flower and just really being present with you and this flower. Look at the center of the flower and look at all the petals and just really be incredibly present with that plant or flower or natural thing. And just see what you gravitate towards and just give yourself, a minute or three of complete and total presence with that thing. And you're on a roll. if you ever feel jostled by any form of, news or media that's going on, because I mean, it's easy to, turn off your notifications, give yourself some boundaries onto when you tune in and what networks you might be tuning into, and let yourself be supported during this time, and know that you just sending love and blessing to the world is an action, and whatever additional action you might be guided, whether it's making masks or doing some kind of give back service, um, then yeah, you can do that. But know that you just holding your highest intentions for the planet's evolution is a massive gesture.
Thank you. And Jess, what is the best place for people to either find your meditations or reach out to you? How can people contact you?
Yeah, so I have a email list, and you can find me on humanevoproject.com. But I would say I'm mostly on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is Jess, Jess underscore Naim, Naim underscore. And I post all my latest stuff on there. If you want to just DM me your email, I can send you the free meditation, and it comes with a 10-minute guided track, and then it comes with a 30-minute instrumental track, so you can do your own kind of freestyle with that. And it has theta waves, so it'll get you into a more relaxed state without you having to really try. And yeah, I will keep you posted on Instagram on what's coming up for sure.
Yay. I can't wait. I can't wait for your album too.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm saying it out loud as accountability.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jess. And we will, on our new website, which just launched this week, we'll have your episode, but we also will link Jess's Instagram and the other pieces that she mentioned, so that way everybody can find it pretty easily, right at their fingertips. So thank you so much, Jess. This was a perfect way to end the week. And I said this actually on the episode with Alan, the musician, but my baby, I'm very pregnant, 37 weeks pregnant, or almost 37 weeks, and my baby was moving around the whole time during the meditation. So yeah, so she clearly sort of heard you and took it all in, which is awesome.
Awesome.
So thank you so much. Well, we always end our episode with the same line from a Mary Oliver poem, which says, "What will you do with your one wild and precious life?" So thank you, everybody, for being here and listening to this recording. And thank you, Jess, for taking the time and bringing this good energy flow into all of our bodies.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye.